I need to begin tonight by reading a statement that was made by a Google user whose username is Princess Emerald last name. In my personal experiences of fighting trolls on Google+, I don't think I've had an encounter quite like Truth Monger. This person will go to any lengths to try and bring anyone down. A list of what he's done includes photoshopping my avatar and making fun of fan art I had done almost 2 years ago. He attacked me personally on quite a few occasions, the most notable ones being an attack on my weight and on my dead father. I'm sure that if I provided any personal info on my profile, he would have used it against me with extreme prejudice. Did I mention that he did all of this knowing I was a minor? He saw me saying something about school starting and automatically assumed I was in 8th grade. And not only did he continue to attack me, he played clueless and said I had told him I was an adult. After that, he scrolled through my profile for what I can assume was a half hour, at the absolute least, and found the fan art mentioned earlier. I know that some of you are saying I should have blocked, but one, that still doesn't excuse his behavior, and two, I wasn't going to let him think I was weak. And I believe that the level of maturity in that statement is unmatched. I feel that it's important at this time to explain exactly how it is that Princess Emerald and I came to meet one another. Several months ago, I noticed a post on Google Plus where it appeared to be that some Christian pastor was harassing a group of LGBT teens. The whole you're going to gay hell shit. At first I was just going to troll this man until it quickly became apparent that he wasn't who he said he was. So I thought to myself, what would Exile do? And I contacted the person whose picture he was using as his own profile picture and explained to this gentleman that his identity is being usurped to do some very terrible thing to young people. I have always despised it when people beat up on kids. That has never been okay in my book. After the troll was vanquished and the administrator was contacted and came back and actually began to moderate comments once again, I no longer had a need to be in that community, so I resigned. Before I did, though, I came into contact with some very strong kids whose values I really do appreciate. They restored my faith in the future of the internet. Now we have to skip ahead to last month, and I hate telling this story now because I've told it so many times in the last several days. Here's the short version. My video, Shanny for Christ Dogfucker, gets flagged down. I accuse Shanny of flagging the video, because who else am I going to accuse? Shanny tags in Hillary Puke. Hillary Puke and I go at it for a couple of comments, and I tell her to go fuck the dog. Then she tells me that I'm crazy and that I need professional psychological help. It's at this point that I realize that there is no reasoning with this woman whatsoever. So I do what I always do in situations like this. I see just how long it takes for me to craft a post that is so offensive that she finally blocks me. It took 3 days, and it wasn't even my post that pissed her off enough to block me, so I guess I lost. I will provide a link to this discussion thread in the description of this video. It will be labeled Commonwealth Exhibit One. Now we get to skip ahead to last week, where I meet a person named Truth Monger.
Because I'm learning still.
An extremely lonely old man who is so desperate and lonely that he has to invent Google profiles to interact with.
Because I'm learning still.
He releases a post to Google Plus calling Hillary Puke a fine YouTube atheist.
Because I'm learning still.
So, in true Aldus Valor fashion, I disagreed. Now, I will provide a link in the description of this video to this discussion thread. It'll be labeled Commonwealth Exhibit 2. And in it, over and over again, you'll find that Truth Monger and all of his sock accounts are telling me that I should apologize to Hillary Puke for saying such rude things to a woman. Because all women are delicate little flowers who cannot defend themselves, so it's up to men to do it for them.
Because I'm learning still.
At this point, we're still playing troll versus troll. And a couple of days later, the game switches, unbeknownst to him, to activist versus bigot. But while we're playing that game, Truth Monger does something disgusting. He bullies a minor.
Because I'm learning still.
This would be Princess Emerald, who noticed some of my threads where I'm still playing troll versus troll with Truth Monger, comes onto my threads, tries to ask what the hell's going on, and before I can even answer, he's jumping her shit. Now, of course, at this point, he doesn't know how old she is, and at first, neither does he in the link that I'm providing in the description below as Commonwealth Exhibit 3. But eventually, she explains to him, this is just something I'm doing until classes start again. What, you expect me to card her? No, you don't get to do that. Once that realization occurs, I'm dealing with a child. You stop. The adult stops. You don't get to continue to battle her in the comments. You don't get to scroll through her profile. You don't get to Photoshop her avatar. You don't get to tag her in posts. You're done. That's what the adult does. The adult stops. I commend her bravery for standing up in the face of an asshole like Truth Monger. I really do. Because at this point, she wasn't even defending me, she was defending herself. He jumped her shit, unprovoked. Now, as I mentioned before, at some point during this discussion, he discovers that she's still in school, acknowledges that fact, and even guesses that she's in the 8th grade. Now, I understand that I have a lot of international viewers. In the United States, 8th grade is usually between the ages of 13 and 14, which means that he's working on the assumption that he's dealing with a teenager no older than 14 years old.
Because I'm learning still.
Everything from that point forward is what I take issue with. He fishes for information, tries to fat shame her. She's like 100 pounds, soaking wet, tries to fat shame her. Calls her avatar gay. A transgendered girl calls her avatar gay. That's really tolerant. Now, why does he attack Princess Emerald? Because she's defending me. And herself. Why is she defending me at all? Because he's attacking me. Why is he attacking me? Because I dared to say something rude to a woman. I dared to say to a woman, I offered to do a picture of you sucking dick. I asked for a photo, and I wondered if you had a dog. That sounds like something I'd say, doesn't it? Surprise. That was actually Truth Monger. So let's cut the moral high ground bullshit for just a minute, Truth Monger, and look at something objectively here. The point of my channel since its re-debut in 2010 has always been, I'm a horrible, terrible, despicable person, and here's how bad you are. You're no better than me, fucker. I have the balls to put my face on the camera in spite of assholes like you who hide behind a two-dimensional, well, I suppose my picture's two-dimensional too, but to hide behind a poorly drawn photo monkey fucking bullshit avatar and tell me that I'm ugly. Over the years, there's been lots of people that won't show their face on camera, and I've defended them. I've always defended them. And you know what they always have in common? They never go after physical appearance. There is no depth of hypocrisy that you won't sink to.
Because I'm learning still.
There is no bigoted comment you won't leave.
Because I'm learning still.
There is no transphobic comment that you're afraid to make.
Because I'm learning still.
And I'm as disgusting on the inside as I am on the outside. Get fucked. I get it. I get it. You hate women because your wife is the breadwinner. I understand that. I get you now. But that doesn't give you an excuse to do any of the bullshit that you've been doing. I have argued for years, and extremely frequently in the last several days, that the internet should always and only be used by responsible users. People who know the rules. You do not, under any circumstances, ever, get to bully a minor on the internet. Especially when you yourself have children that are older than she is. You're fucking dismissed.